Hello, YouTubers, diecast collectors. It is me, the J-Man 63, and today I'm putting in a little seat time, doing a couple of reviews, getting some. Oh, sorry about the camera shakes. Getting some movie cars reviewed that I think deserve a little bit of a spotlight, if you will. So today we have the OG Eleanor from the original Gone in 60 Seconds, not the remake with Nicolas Cage. I'm just going to put that in the video title probably. Um, so, all right, let's go, baby, go. All right. So, as you know, I'm sure this is usually, these models are usually redone Ertl castings or Welly castings. So usually they are redone. This one being an original American Muscle casting, although not complaining because Greenlight, when they tool these up or repaint these toolings, they're super expensive to do. So I know how much money these cost, so I don't fault any points for Greenlight for doing that. I do, however, think this model does sit a little low compared to the other version, and I know some people say there's some inaccuracies compared to the American Muscle version. I think that's just people, don't know, they're just being nitpicky. I personally think this model isn't too bad. If you can't afford the original American Muscle version, by all means, go for the Greenlight version. The American Muscle version costs a lot more money, so I would just go with this version because it's indeed a decent model. All right, well, starting with the exterior finish, rocker panels done with a black. Nicely done door handles. Marker lights are separate. Down the side here, got Greenlight hat does honestly do these paint jobs just really well. Nice amount of clear coating that you can see right there. Just a really well done exterior. Going down to the front end here. This is a front grille. This, however, is not mesh, unlike some of your other higher end models out there, but still pretty nicely done. Very good paint work, decent paint work in here. So they did a good job with all the liberties they took. So these lights down here have a peg in them, of course. These down here have a peg in them, but they didn't do too bad of a job with the detailing. So I like it. Down the hood here, you got the matte black stripe. So well done. Now, obviously, if it's a lesser expensive Greenlight casting, there's a few things that you're probably not gonna be able to expect from this model, like carpeted interior and stuff. But we'll get onto that in just a minute. Rims are pretty accurate to the model. Again, I think this one does sit a little low, but personally I don't think it's a bad model. Here is the other side marker light. And onto the rear end here. They did a pretty good job. And honestly, it's really hard to fit this model in here because this is such a big car. For a Mustang, this is big and scale. So here's the rear, here's the taillights. Pretty well done. Even got the license plate down here which says California, which is pretty accurate to the movie. So yeah, they did a good job with this model. And there's the other side of the exterior. I'm holding some models today because I'm trying to get some reviews started up here. So yeah, pretty good job on a lot of this. Now, let's move on. Like I said, the bright work is, or if I didn't say it, the bright work is really good on this. Sorry, stumbled over my words. All right. So yeah, it is a very butternut-y yellow. All right, so let's go underneath of the hood, shall we? It's all good underneath the hood. Let's see. Detailing. The hinges are pretty smooth on this model. Not gonna lie. So here's underneath of the hood. Now, to tell you the truth, yeah, this is an American Muscle redone casting, but the motor is pretty nice. Of course, I wouldn't go expecting a whole ton from the model. as like I said, it's an American muscle casting, but I wouldn't expect like Highway 61 from models like this, since you're paying a lower price, and the amount of money you spend now on a model does not get you as far as it used to than back then, but it's pretty good. I like what they've done. There might not be wiring, but they've certainly did a decent job with the paint work, and I do like it. The one thing that bugs me, yellow battery. Yellow battery. That drives me nuts. Okay, I know they probably couldn't help it with this, but come on, guys. They could have at least painted this black to make it an actual battery. Okay, that drives me nuts. Okay, now that I look at it and see that, yes, that's a battery, that does drive me a little bonkers. Well, that's the only nitpick I have. Honestly, that's the only nitpick. Out of everything underneath here, that's the only nitpick I have. But yes, yellow battery. Don't think batteries are supposed to be yellow in cars. All right, so pretty good motor bay. Let me close that hood here. Let's go on to the interior. Is that a blemish? No, it's not. Okay. Let's go on to the interior here, and I believe, let's see, do the seats hold? Oh, good. Bonus points for keep having the, well, it's an American muscle casting. I would kind of expect the seats to fold forward. Oh, the steering does work. Although the one thing I don't like is it's pretty, you can see how floppy the steering is. That's the only problem I have. The steering is pretty floppy. But other than that, the interior is, let me see. I hope they have the gauges done up in here, but actually are done up. I'm going to get a light halo tripod for the channel so we can add some lighting for darker interiors for videos like this. But it's there. The detailing's there. Maybe you'll see better if I open the other side door. But they did do a little bit of paint work, not a whole ton, but there is some done in here. Alright, so move on to the other side. I'm probably going to do this one, and this might be the last one later on before I grab lunch, and we might knock out a couple more today. So the interior is relatively well done. I would say, yeah, you're not going to get an opening glove box like in a Highway 61, but to be honest, other than that, they did a pretty decent job on this interior, to be honest with you. So right now, we are trying to get our watch hours up. Our subscribership is good. So fellas, let's try to get those watch hours up. Remember to check out, again, the other videos, since I'm kind of inserting that in there. But remember to check everything else out. We need to get watch hours going more than... The subscribers are good. I appreciate it. But we need to get watch hours. Alright, so trunk opens. Of course. I mean, let me see. It's a trunk. I mean, yeah, I think there's a fire extinguisher in there, but that's about it. It looks like there's something in there. There's something red painted, but there's not much in the trunk. It's a very small one. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I did close that kind of firm. Alright, so again, here's the underside. So yeah, this does say Greenlight, of course. We pretty much know who made this casting. Underside is well done. At least they have the cap for the oil filter painted separate, or the starter. Sorry, starter. I should know my car parts. So underside's well done, painted. Even got chrome tips. So nice exhaust. Pretty well done. I will be getting pictures of this car later and posting it on Facebook, and it will be featured up there. Of course, this video or the next few videos are going to be featured on the JMan63 official fan page. So remember to follow my fan page on Facebook. That way you can get a few video updates, and remember to check out the community and see what I'm doing down in where Facebook's at on my page. Remember to follow me at jrotter1991 on Instagram. And again, guys, we really need to get our watch hours up. So, what do I give this model on a scale of 1 to 10? Well, it's not too bad. I would say I give this model a 9. I mean, there's one or two things I don't like. The floppy steering, the problem with the battery being yellow, which it's not a major nitpick. It's just a small one. And then the interior is not bad. I personally like everything they've done. And the fact that this one does sit a tad low, but it's still not a bad model, to be honest with you. If you can't afford the OG casting, I would say definitely go for this one, even though it's probably doesn't have the same exact accuracy as the original Ertl. If you want an OG Eleanor, I'm definitely going to say this is the one to get. And personally, I need to watch the original movie. I have seen the remake a billion times. I'm guilty of not having seen this bit of Hollywood masterpiece. I've seen bits and pieces of it back in the day, but I have never seen the full movie, and it's just a very iconic car. If you want to know, they actually do have a tribute edition of this, and I think they actually released a wreck version. Of course, they're definitely trying to get what they can out of this casting, which I'm fairly certain will probably see more versions of this done, knowing how Greenlight and all the other companies do work. But for what it's worth, this one's worth picking up if you're a movie car buff. So yeah, it's a good gift. Father's Day is coming up, so good one to get. And we'll be reviewing more now since Father's Day is getting closer. I'm not a father myself, but I have a stepdad who's pretty darn cool. Yeah, Father's Day is getting closer, so if you want to know and get a guide to some diecast, we'll probably have a few more reviews to follow the next few days until I have some stuff I got to do next week. Alright, guys. Well, that's it for me for now for this review. And remember, if it has to do with diecast, it has to be the J-Man 6'3". Alright, guys. I will see you later. Alright, bye.